Have you ever been at a rock show and suddenly seen the whole place go up in flames? Well, that's exactly what happened to Deep Purple. A surreal fire at a casino became the inspiration for one of the most legendary riffs in rock history. Smoke on the Water isn't just a song, it's the living story of a disaster that nearly turned into a tragedy. Want to know how it all went down? Stick around, because this story's nothing short of electrifying. Deep Purple isn't just any band. They're the guys who cranked up the heaviness in rock back in the 60s and 70s. With intense sound and powerful riffs, they quickly won fans worldwide. And if there's one thing these guys knew how to do, it was innovate. Every song was a new experience, a surprise. Now picture this. Deep Purple arrives in Montreux, ready to record their new album, Machine Head. From the start, the album had all the ingredients to be special. Deep Purple showed up in Montreux full of ideas, excited to use the casino as their studio. The idea was to record in a setting that offered a unique atmosphere, something only that place could provide. But then the unexpected happened. During a Frank Zappa concert, someone in the audience fired a flare gun that hit the ceiling, which was covered in straw. And guess what? The whole place went up in flames. The guys from Deep Purple were there, watching from the sidelines as chaos unfolded. Smoke filled the sky and spread over Lake Geneva, creating a surreal scene. As everyone rushed to escape, Claude Knobs, the funky Claude mentioned in the lyrics, was busy helping people get out safely. Knobs was the director of the Montreux Jazz Festival and a key figure in Switzerland's music scene. With the Montreux casino reduced to ashes and nowhere to record, Deep Purple was on the verge of giving up. But thanks to Claude Knobs, they found the Grand Hotel de Terité, a nearly abandoned hotel on the shores of Lake Geneva. The vibe there was pure improvisation. They used old mattresses for soundproofing and hung red lights in the hallways to create a more rock and roll atmosphere. Cables ran from the hotel windows to the Rolling Stones mobile studio, which was parked outside. Just imagine the scene, a deserted hotel, cables everywhere, and a band determined to make history. And it was in this setting that Deep Purple turned adversity into fuel, creating one of the most explosive and legendary albums in rock history, Machine Head. Recording Machine Head was a real challenge. The tense atmosphere and the makeshift setup added a special touch to the album. Every track was recorded with care, but always in a rush, because the hotel didn't have great acoustics, and the noise could attract the police at any moment. In fact, during the recording sessions, they had to stop multiple times due to complaints from neighbors who weren't used to Deep Purple's heavy sound echoing across the lake. The name Smoke on the Water came about as spontaneously as the song itself. Roger Glover, Deep Purple's bassist, said that after the fire that destroyed the Montreux casino, he had a restless night, still processing everything that had happened. It was an intense experience, watching the fire spread, the smoke rising over Lake Geneva, and the chaos of that night. The next morning, he woke up with a phrase stuck in his head: smoke on the water. He didn't know exactly where it came from, but the image of smoke drifting over the lake was burned into his memory. That vision was so vivid it felt like part of him. When he shared the idea with the band, they realized they didn't need to invent some complex story. The event itself was powerful enough to be the basis of a song. The phrase "smoke on the water" perfectly captured what they had witnessed. Thick smoke rising and spreading over the lake as the casino burned. It was almost an epiphany, a moment where reality and inspiration fused to create something unique. Interestingly, Ritchie Blackmore, the guitarist, came up with the iconic "Smoke on the Water" riff, almost as a joke. He was inspired by Beethoven's Symphony No. 5, using an inverted version of the melody. Blackmore even joked that he owed Beethoven money for the idea.
It's an interpretation of inversion. If you turn it back and play it back and forth, it's actually Beethoven's Fifth. Bum, 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 bum. And I thought, play that backwards, put something to it, and you've got bum, 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 bum. So I owe him a lot of money.
The riff is simple, but so powerful that to this day, it's one of the most recognizable in rock history. But at first, the band thought it was too basic and too simple. Funny how things turn out, right? Another interesting fact is that the lyrics to "Smoke on the Water" were almost like a diary entry. the band decided to tell exactly what happened the night of the fire, as if narrating the events firsthand. The famous line, "Some stupid with a flare gun," refers to the person responsible for starting the fire.
Some stupid with a flare gun burned the place to the ground.
Ian Gillan, the lead singer, wanted the lyrics to be as honest as possible, almost like a musical news report. And let's not forget about Funky Claude. In the song, he's the one who was running in and out, pulling kids out the ground. He was the hero of the night, helping evacuate people and even finding the band a new place to record.
A funky Claude was running in and out.
For the band, Claude became a legend, and to this day, he's remembered as one of the key figures behind the album's success. Deep Purple and Montreux formed such a strong bond that years later, the city even erected a sculpture in tribute to the song by the lake. When the album was finally finished, no one in the band thought Smoke on the Water would become a hit. It was recorded as a bonus, almost a filler track to round out Machine Head. But when it was released, the song exploded. With its unforgettable riff and cinematic lyrics, the world got a taste of pure rock, born out of chaos. The song's legacy reached even further in 1989, when some of the biggest names in rock, Tony Iommi, Brian May, Roger Taylor, David Gilmour, Bruce Dickinson, and other music giants joined Deep Purple for a special version of Smoke on the Water called Rock Aid Armenia, raising funds for earthquake victims in Armenia. This event was significant because it showed that music isn't just entertainment. It has the power to unite people and make a difference. Smoke on the Water became not only a rock anthem, but also a symbol of solidarity and hope. Another testament to the song's impact came in 2007, when thousands of guitarists gathered in Kansas City to play Smoke on the Water together and break the record for the largest number of guitarists playing the same song. Today, Smoke on the Water is practically a rite of passage for any beginner guitarist. Those 4 power chords are a rock trademark. No matter the era, the song continues to be played, rediscovered, and passed down through generations. And every time someone strums that riff, they bring back a piece of that night in Montreux, when tragedy became art, and a simple riff turned into an eternal legacy. It's a reminder of how the unexpected can change everything. A fire, a riff, and a song that captured the true spirit of rock.